As you guys may or may not know by now, the new ESPN rankings came out and this created a huge controversy. Mikey Williams was ranked 3rd and a lot of people, including himself, felt like he should be ranked number 1. But not only that, Mikey Williams wound up calling out the number 1 player known as DJ Wagner. And DJ earned this number 1 spot because he's a very great basketball player. And a lot of people know DJ Wagner and a lot of people know Mikey Williams, so it left us with the question today. What about the guy who's ranked number 2 and 1 spot ahead of Mikey Williams and 1 spot behind DJ? It seems like he's the forgotten player in all of this drama and nobody's talking about him. So who is this guy and how good is he and why is no one even giving him any attention? Let's dive into it. Normally all the players who are ranked in the ESPN top 10 get a lot of hype and attention and people are always talking about them. However, our story today is a little different. There's a kid who's ranked number 2 in the country and it seems as if he gets no attention whatsoever. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Meet Jalen Lewis. He's the 2nd best overall player in the country in his class. And oh yeah, he's a 5-star recruit and has an overall rating of 96 on ESPN. And Jalen comes in at roughly 6'8" and 220 pounds. Which is pretty impressive, right? But keep this in mind, he's only about to be a sophomore. 6'8", 220 pounds, and he's only a sophomore. I think it's fair to say he's definitely going to grow and get even bigger. Out of all the top recruits in the country, we normally see mixtape videos and highlight videos everywhere, but it's a little different for him. There's not a ton of videos covering this guy and he doesn't really receive any of that hype. And after watching all the film on this guy, I can honestly say I have no idea why no one is talking about him. We see it all the time where point guards out there look smooth on the court, but this guy is 6'8" and 220 pounds and he looks smooth out there as well. And he's not just a big man who's always hanging around the post, he can do a little bit of everything. The best parts of his game is when he's attacking the glass and posting up. And he's not just an old school big man who's gonna back you down every single time. He has a lot of moves in his bag. And just the post up position, he can do hook shots over smaller opponents and even do fadeaway on bigger opponents. And overall for his post-up game, it's really nice, but it does not stop there. He can also step out and hit mid-ranges at a consistent and efficient rate. And with the way big men are trending in college and the NBA, that's definitely something he's going to have to get great at. But once again, we don't even stop there. He also is very comfortable shooting the 3 ball. So on the offensive side of the ball, he's literally a dream post player. And on the defensive side of the ball, it's almost even better. He's the definition of a rim protector and he doesn't let anything get by him. And one thing that helps him is that he's 6'8", he's just really long and lanky. His wingspan really helps him a lot, and even if he gets beat off the dribble, he can recover and get a chase down block. And one main reason I think he's as high as number 2 is because he's much quicker than a normal big man. Remember what I just told you guys about playing smooth? He plays so smooth and it doesn't make sense because he's a big man. It's not normal. He looks like a guard the way he moves out there. He has very great footwork. And a part of his game that no one really talks about is the way he runs up and down the court. If he gets a rebound, he can take it up the court himself. He's not shy to dribble. So with all that being said, that's a little bit about Jalen Lewis's game. So does he have any offers yet? And the answer to that question is yes. Even though he's not receiving a ton of attention, colleges are taking notice of him. And his most 2 notable offers are from Cal and UC Davis. And he has a bunch of others, I'm not going to read them off, but yeah, those are his top 2 teams as of right now. And here's what he had to say about his offer from California. I know that Cal is a really good organization. They have put out Yvonne Rabb and Jalen Brown. They have really good academics as well. I always liked to look at Cal when I was young going to their games and stuff. My dad went to UC Davis and my sisters go there now. I'm always on that campus. So hey, maybe that's the early favorite to land this guy. We don't know, but it's definitely something we need to keep our eyes on. But a little fun fact to throw in there, he did state that his dad played at UC Davis for 3 years. And even though those are the 2 main schools right now, he actually said these are his dream schools. Well, not quote unquote dream schools, but he really likes them. LA, USC, UCLA, Memphis, Kansas, and all those big time basketball schools. And you know how I told you he's not shy to dribble the ball up the court? Well, this is what he's looking for in a college that is recruiting him. I want to play at a college that uses their big man well. Has their big man dribbling the ball up the floor and not just posting up the whole game and good academics as well. And hey, I agree with him because he's definitely too skilled just to be posting up the entire game. Obviously, he's going to get a lot of love from colleges because he's a great player and he should be. But why isn't he getting a lot of love from hoop mixtape companies and fans and stuff like that? Well, the answer to that question is fairly simple. I wouldn't go as far as to say Jalen Lewis has a boring type of play style, but it's not the most exciting to watch. He's really fundamental and he's great at what he does, but it's not something that's really exciting to watch. So that's the reason he doesn't receive a lot of hype and he's kind of like the overshadowed star in this picture. So with that being said, just how good were his numbers his freshman year? For his freshman year playing for his varsity team, which is very impressive itself, he averaged right at 10 points during the regular season. But when they got to the postseason, he averaged right at 15 points per game, so that's a pretty big improvement. As the year just continued to go on, it's almost like he got better each and every game and more comfortable. And I really think just the more he plays and gets comfortable at the varsity level, the better he's going to get. DJ and Mikey are unbelievable and they're very talented, but out of every player in the ESPN rankings, this guy has the most potential. And the even scarier thing is that he really hasn't even fully tapped into it just yet. Let's be honest, Mikey Williams really can't get that much better. Do not get me wrong, he's great, but there's not really that much more room to grow. And for DJ Wagner, it's kind of the same story. He probably has a little bit more potential than Mikey Williams just because he's taller, but that's about it. But for this guy, he really hasn't even developed a 3-point jump shot, a one dribble pull up, or anything like that, and he's already at number 2. And that's the definition of potential. It's what we can see in you that you haven't developed and you can work on it and get better. And here's what someone stated about Jalen. I never would have said somebody has a chance to be better than Yvonne, but he's bigger, faster, stronger, and he just turned 15 2 weeks ago. For those of you that are kind of confused, Yvonne Rabb was a star player for California. And that quote isn't really recent, so don't get worked up about, oh, he just turned 15 2 weeks ago. And a little fun fact about Jalen is that he wears a size 17 shoe already. It's hard for me to imagine and sit with the thought that he's only going to be a 10th grader in this up and coming season. And here's what that same guy even later on added in the interview. He can handle the ball and can shoot it. He can't rebound like Yvonne, can't block shots like Yvonne, but his work habits are elite. I'm telling you guys, the coaches know how good this kid's going to be and how good he already is. It's just a matter of time before us as fans realize it. So I think it's more than fair to say we need to quit sleeping on this kid because he already is special, but he's only going to continue to get more special. Mikey Williams was really frustrated with being ranked 3rd in the rankings, and instead of going at the guy who was ahead of him, he went at the number 1 guy. So Jalen Lewis has kind of been the forgotten star in this mix. But I'm just here to tell you, we need to quit sleeping because this kid has next. But hey man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you are new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.